What is up, y'all? It's your boy Winston Wolf. I'm back. I just want to do a quick video. Yes, the air conditioning is on. Yes, I'm wearing my sweatshirt I wear all the time because this is my day off. I assume everybody has their lounging around. I have nothing to do outfit. Hopefully you wash it, though. Hopefully you wash it on a regular basis. I know you don't expect me to put on a tuxedo when we're hanging out. It's just 3, 4, 5 of us. It's just like I don't expect you to brush your teeth or take a shower. You don't judge me. I don't judge you. That's why we get along so well. Sandman episode 1, had a chance to watch it last night. I know it's a few days late, but I have a real job. Like I said before, I can't sit around all day waiting for stuff to drop on streaming services just so I can make a review so a few people can watch it. And I'm sure that's not why you come here, is for the reviews. Maybe a few people, but I'm pretty sure it's for my sparkling personality and the top-notch production value. Pretty sure. Sandman episode 1. I loved it. That's why I only watched episode 1, because you got to savor everything. There's absolutely nothing to watch. Everything is bargain basement, bottom of the trash can, trash juice, chunky trash juice. What can I say about episode 1? I loved it. It's one of those things that I felt like it was made for me. I felt like whatever, higher powers up there knew how miserable and how I just am losing faith in every product that's coming out. And they were like, it's just like when Prometheus came out. I was like, nobody else is hype about this. Nobody wants this movie except me. I felt like it was this touched on the subjects that I really like. Pause. And nobody else was into it, but I didn't care. That's how I feel about this. But I know this has been popular for years and years and years. They've been waiting for this to be made, but because of just different limitations and et cetera, but we're finally getting it now, and with this first episode, I'm happy. Although, people are going to be like, oh, well, they did all this woke stuff. That's when you got to step in and be an adult. You got to say, okay, at what point do you separate the woke stuff from just the natural progression of society? Because in the first episode, they have a gay couple. I'm fine with that. It wasn't crammed down our throats, pause, in any weird way or anything like that. It was presented perfectly natural. I don't have a problem with it because that's how the world is. You can't have, as much as you might not like this stuff, you can't have it, just your way. That's just not being realistic. The one thing that did bother me, though, is looking at the trailers, and they had like a little montage in the end for like what's upcoming in the season, is Constantine being switched to a woman. I don't like that. That seems like that was a mandate from up above, where somebody was like, okay, there's certain things we need or else we're not going to give you this money. So I completely understand that. I think it's lame. I don't get why these companies bend over backwards for these groups of people that aren't true fans. They don't spend any money. They're lame. Why are you catering to them? Because 10 years from now, you're going to look back at all this stuff that you ruined, or, you gave a black eye to, or you tainted, and you're like, man, that was great, except for this. So I just don't get it. Maybe if I was sitting there, getting them fat paychecks, yeah, maybe I'd be right along with them, like, yeah, let's make it a girl, yeah. But no, from a fan's perspective, somebody that cares about this stuff, no, I'm not liking it. But this first episode, yeah, I was blown away. Pause. It was excellent. I haven't liked the show this much after one episode since Game of Thrones. It's just, everything about this is just quality. It's like, when I was watching it, maybe about 20 minutes into it, I grabbed my phone. I was like, wait, I thought this was a series. Is this a movie? It felt like a movie. That's the quality we're talking about. You probably already binged through the whole thing, so you're like, yeah, dummy, I know, I've watched the whole thing. But I was just blown away by the quality. And you could tell everybody involved in this cared. So far in the first episode, things might go off the rail on the second episode. You might get my review for the second episode, and I'm just like, oh God, what happened? This is But right now, where it stands with this first episode, I'm so happy that this show exists. Also, I knew nothing about this except for I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. All throughout the 90s, the wrestler Raven, every single match for years, wore a t-shirt. of this series, of the comic series, that, the Sandman. So I was always slightly intrigued, but it just seemed like something that it didn't have enough whiz bang on it. It didn't have enough flashy costumes and all that kind of stuff. Man, now I'm mad that I never looked into it. I never, even cared enough to Google what the story was about. This is awesome. And I'm hoping when I'm done with this, I can go back, read the comics, graphic novels, whatever it is, because this, and get just further more story on these characters that I've seen so far. And like I said, I've only seen the first episode. I'm all in. Hal Holbrook, I haven't liked him for a while because I felt like he was right up there with like Jai Courtney, where Hollywood was just trying to just force him upon everybody. Pause. And I kind of liked him in Logan. Did not like him in Predator. Haven't liked him in other things. In this, I can't remember the character he's playing, but he's the guy with no eyes. Excellent. I think he's finally hitting his stride as far as just how he delivers his lines, just that type of thing. Because there's a lot. It's kind of like Mark Wahlberg. Like when you look at his early acting, he didn't hit his stride yet. He didn't get it, and that's how I feel. And like now, when you look at Mark, you could tell he's still not the best actor, but you could tell he gets it. He kind of figured it out what works for him. That's how I feel about Holbrook in this. I feel like, okay, he's finally understanding. He's finally hitting his groove. The main guy that plays the main role, dude, the voice is perfect. It's not cringy. It's not trying to be overly. He just nailed it perfect. The look is perfect. Just in the whole green screen CGI, like whatever they're doing, you could tell it's CGI. You could tell a lot of it because it has like this kind of like cloudy look to a lot of it, but I'm not mad at it. It matches perfectly with what's going on. I just so far with this first episode, I love it. Like I said before, I could probably turn around because Ms. Marvel, I remember I had zero expectations for that. I watched it. I was shocked that the first episode was okay, but I should have known with Marvel and Disney Plus it was going to turn into a steaming pile. And sure enough, that second episode, that was it. I couldn't even get through the whole second episode. It was absolute trash. So who knows? It could go off the rails. But right now, I am happy. I'm glad I didn't stay up all night and binge the whole thing, so I have something to watch tonight. And I don't know how this ends. I don't know how this, the season 1 ends, but hopefully we're going to get season 2, season 3, whatever. And hopefully, it's planned out properly. Because we're getting a lot of these shows to where they're doing stuff where it'll be based off a comic book or whatever. And then they switch it because, again, politics, whatever. And then that, with them switching up things throughout the show, it messes up what the ending is from their. I'm rambling, but it messes up what whatever material it was based off of. They can't have that true ending, that true story, because they adjust everything so much. So hopefully with this, they stick as close as possible to the material, and we have a quality ending to everything. I would rather have 2 or 3 seasons of just solid storytelling and a clear ending than just keeping it going until people lose interest and just don't want to see it anymore. Also, I like the lack of known actors in this, because they got quality actors that most of us have never seen before. I love that. There's Holbrook, there's Tywin Lannister, but as far as that, I really didn't recognize anybody else, and I'm glad. Because it takes me back to, movies in the 80s. It takes me back to Star Wars, where they just got a bunch of unknowns, but they got people that were right for the role. I love when studios have, the sack pause to actually do that and not try to just like, well, if we, our story is subpar, so let's just put people that have fans in there and then hopefully that'll generate blah, 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 blah. No. Quality first. Quality first. That should always be the number one priority. Quality and originality. Sandman episode 1. 10 dog bones. 0 to 10 dog bones is my rating. 10 dog bones. It's great. And like usually I'll get, if I really like something, I'll be like 10 million dog bones or 1,000 dog bones. It's just because with all these shows that have came out, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, just all these shows, it's like the first episode is okay, then it just goes off a cliff. And I'm not gonna say that Netflix and DC is above that. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting right now. 10 Dog Bones. It's great. It's awesome. Sandman, watch it. I know I've been talking with a lot of people and they're like, oh yeah, I saw that. I was thinking about watching it. Don't think anymore. Just watch it. Just if you don't like it and we're cool, we ain't cool no more. Don't call me. Don't text me. Nothing. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. It's your boy Winston Wolf. I'm out.